there's nothing left, 'cause I've been blasting and laughing.
It's your boy Crypto Blood. Welcome to another episode of My Two Satoshis. It is May 18th, 2019. Shout out to my man LTC Perozzi for that Coolio Gangsta Paradise. Man, this is a classic. I was a young buck when this came out. Thanks for the song request, man. I love my subscribers. They always send me songs that I'm sure you guys have too. Totally forgot about, man. This is crazy. Shout out again to LTC Perozzi. He shows me much love on Twitter as well. What's going on, people? Welcome to another episode of My Two Satoshis, and happy Saturday. Today, we are going to look at, for the quick pick, Bitfinex looks like they've won the right to modify the NY Attorney General's injunction. It looks like they may be in the right here on as far as the Attorney General, New York Attorney General office, kind of jumping the gun on the whole situation. And as Bitfinex stated before, they should be helping them recover those funds versus trying to slam them under the bus. But we'll take a quick peek at this article. One thing that's very suspicious about Bitfinex, anytime I do a Bitfinex video, I get all of these, they almost look like AI comments, like artificial intelligence comments. They're not like, they don't look like human created comments, but it's all these comments about like Bitfinex is good, they're fine, they're solvent, they're this and that. It's the weirdest thing ever. If you guys ever go look at any of the Bitfinex videos I've done on the topic, on them period, good or bad, I get these comments. It's the weirdest thing ever, man. And I think I got some comments yesterday. They're definitely running some type of online reputation management software company they've hired to try to clean up their image. But I don't know, man. This is very weird to me. Anyway, first article for today will be out of CCN, and it is about the HitBTC exchange. I told you guys back in 2017, even when things were popping, going crazy, all the altcoins were going mad ham, going to the moon, all that good stuff. I've had some very suspicious feelings about HitBTC. I think what really made me upset was how they were doing the, you want to call them IOU ICOs. Like they were just creating a token out of thin air, allowing you to trade it internally on their exchange. You couldn't withdraw the token because it wasn't the actual token, but they would have like tokens that were highly anticipated to come out as far as from an ICO perspective, and they would have them on their exchange trading before the ICO even existed. So it was just, I didn't like that. Real shicey type of behavior in my opinion. But anyway, we're going to take a look at some new reports from users shouting fraud in response to severe KYC requirements that they're putting out on their users. Many times that is a way to really mitigate and slow down the speed of withdrawals from your account, to kind of slow people up, go through KYC, ask for even more information. So we'll take a look at this, and I just wanted to give you guys a heads up on what's going on over there. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not going to come to conclusions, but hey, you guys come to those yourselves. The third article is out of Trust Nodes, and it is about Ethereum and the number of transactions they've reached. They're over 900,000 transactions, which is a recent high. I will say, I've heard people complaining about networks being slow, can't use Fork Delta, all these dApps unusable or very slow to be used. It's just no way Ethereum is useful at this moment. I mean, no one's barely using Ethereum. I mean, when I say no one, I'm talking about from an absolute standpoint. We don't have millions and millions of people trying to use Ethereum or dApps on the Ethereum network right now. It won't be able to be done. It's interesting. I heard about, and I have to give a shout out to my man on Telegram. His name is Ronald Fidel. He's a member of the Webbot Crypto Room. But he told me to take a look at this one company called Matic. I guess it's a scaling solution. So I'm going to have to take a look at that and give my two Satoshis on it. I normally don't do coins in particular for the My Two Satoshi segments. It's more industry-based news. But this is cool because this is an attempt to scale Ethereum. My confusion is, how are you scaling Ethereum, and how does that work with Ethereum trying to scale? Like when Ethereum goes to proof of stake, what does that look like for the sister or side chains or whatever you want to call them, second layers? How does that even work into everything? I don't know. I'm going to look at Matic and give you guys my opinion on it at some point in the near future. I've got it pinned to do so. So those are the 3 articles for today that we will look at. And before we get started, shout out to smartcash.cc. They have very fast payments. They're one of the sponsors of the channel, so you guys need to check them out if you haven't heard of them. They were voted top cryptocurrency in Brazil in 2018, trying to expand. Check them out, smartcash.cc. Let's go ahead and take a look at the heat map. We're currently up 2.5% on Bitcoin. Ethereum up 1.5%, almost 2%. EOS up 0.5%, and we've got Litecoin up 1% as well. So a modest gain in percentage wise, a modest gain for today in the crypto market. Binance coin is up heavily though. That coin just is very resilient, and the reason why that coin is so useful or in demand is because of the Launchpad exchange. They have an exchange that they're launching IEOs, initial exchange offerings through that platform, and you need Binance tokens to utilize it. On top of that, you can use Binance token to discount your fees for trading on their platform. And we know that Binance is the biggest exchange out there. So demand for this token is going to forever continue to go up. Strong buy, in my opinion. Strong buy. I think the market cap is currently at 229 billion at the time of recording today, and Bitcoin's dominance is at around 56%. So a decent day so far, guys. It looks like we're trying to bounce off those lows, though I think we just may try to test 6,000 one more time. I'm still a believer that we may do that. So we'll have to see, though. I could be wrong. So for the quick pick of the day, we've got out of Crypto Vest, Bitfinex wins right to modify the New York Attorney General Office's injunction, calls NYAG claims meritless. The exchange was granted a deadline for the investigation while being able to continue business as usual. It goes on to say the Bitfinex exchange was granted a motion to modify the injunction of the New York Attorney General Office after the market operator argued the investigation and injunction were in bad faith and failed to take into account the specifics of the business. Judge Joel Cohen of the New York Supreme Court concluded that investigating Bitfinex under the New York Martin Act for fraud does not provide a roving mandate to regulate commercial activity. Thus, the injunction will expire in the next 90 days, and the NYAG will only have this time to make its case against Bitfinex. Wow, so here's a little statement. I won't read the whole thing, but it just says here out of from Bitfinex, it says, "We are grateful that the judge recognized in argument before his court that the original injunction obtained by the New York Attorney General was both amorphous and endless, and that it needed to be as narrow as possible. We believe that the court's decision today leaves no doubt that both Tether and Bitfinex are entitled to run their businesses in the ordinary course, even during the short period when this now narrowed preliminary injunction is in place." So we'll have to see what develops from this, but it definitely looks like a point on the Bitfinex side when it comes to this court case. So again, we'll have to see what happens here, but definitely a move in the right direction for that team. So let's see how many AI bots I get in the comments this time mentioning Bitfinex. First article for today is out of CCN, and it is about HitBTC. It says here, shell-shocked HitBTC users shout fraud in response to severe KYC. It says HitBTC users are being asked to provide excessive detail about the derivation of their funds according to multiple sources. This is crazy. It goes on to say even Bitcoin developer Luke Jr. was forced to undergo KYC in order to withdraw funds. The famous small blocker reportedly had chosen the exchange for its perceived lack of know your customer compliance. He says here, Luke does, looks like HitBTC have decided to go full scammer and are stealing balances of users, including me. Probably a good idea to get anything you have off of there and take care not to use it again. He goes on to say they're locking accounts and making unreasonable demands for private information, which many people can't provide even if they wanted to. And when you don't or can't comply, they just keep your Bitcoins instead of closing your account and sending them to you. He goes on to say here, citing their terms of service, they claim the user agreed to cooperate with KYC when they signed up, but the KYC nonsense wasn't in their TOS until recently, long after most people signed up. Indeed, many people probably signed up specifically because HitBTC had a reputation of no KYC. He goes on to say, and while every exchange does update their TOS from time to time, HitBTC's explicitly said they would notify customers of any changes. They did not give any notification of adding the KYC clauses. I think by law you have to notify your users of any changes in your TOS. So then it looks like they, after Luke went on Twitter to blast them, it looks like they went ahead and updated his account. They said, HitBTC said, we are glad to announce the full functionality of Luke's account has been restored. Our AML KYC procedures do not take an extended period of time when a user is willing to cooperate with our team. Wow, okay. They said one user reports that HitBTC froze around 12 grand with the following message, which came after he provided all the requested verification documents. And this is from HitBTC. The source of funds report has to describe all the actions you have performed with these funds before sending them to HitBTC. Purchasing them, exchanging, transferring them from address to another. Kindly present the chain of such events in chronological order. Please attach screenshots, which we will confirm each step. Wow. The unusual request for further information is viewed as a violation of users' privacy, and an attempt to simply withhold the funds. Meanwhile, other users claim their funds have been stopped with limited response from customer support, sometimes for weeks on end. It's unclear if these demands are even in compliance with the laws that exchanges must abide by, or what laws HitBTC is purportedly trying to respect. Various professional services exist, such as chain analysis, which are meant to help companies verify the legitimacy of crypto funds. This one guy here, Crypto Monk, sent the screenshot of an email that HitBTC sent to him. This is retarded, guys. HitBTC wants him to do a Skype session with them to verify. Man, you know what? This is insane. I'm just telling you guys, you need to get your funds off of HitBTC. They just smell like another Cryptopia coming soon. The article goes on to say here, complaints against HitBTC seem to stack up and stack up. Here's a gentle reminder that the crypto trading world has hundreds of exchanges. The exchange recently found itself under a microscope for inappropriately handling a token swap during a bull rush, having closed the market in question. HitBTC users who held Maximine tokens were effectively locked out of realizing their gains. HitBTC later promised to send the tokens back to Maximine so that it could fairly distribute the tokens. This is crazy. But yeah, and all in all, this is nothing new, this type of behavior from HitBTC. And you guys are definitely warned. If you didn't know, now you know. Many of you already know how bad HitBTC is. So just be careful over there with them. The second article is out of Trust Nodes, and it is about Ethereum reaching over 900,000 transactions. Ethereum transactions have made a new recent high of over 900,000 this Thursday for the first time in more than a year. If we ignore the brief bleep in May of 2018, we'd have to go all the way back to the peak of ETH prices to find a similar level of on-chain activity. After reaching a low of about 380,000 transactions in February this year, Ethereum transactions have been rising, reaching 700,000 in May and then jumping to a recent high of 900,000. On-chain ETH transfers have neared $1 billion, while exchange trading volumes have jumped to an all-time high of 13 billion. Daily new ETH addresses created have also jumped to 120,000, a significant rise from 40,000, which was September's low, but quite a bit below the peaks of 300,000. Ethereum active addresses have also increased to 500,000 a day, as has hash rate. There has been one decrease, however, which is positive. Uncle or orphan rates have dropped to just 500 from the peaks of 2,000. That's good. That is good. Such low uncle rates are while Ethereum is not far off full capacity. Improvements in node clients has now made it possible to increase the gas limit, which regulates how many transactions the network can handle. Fees, however, are at about a penny, even while the network is handling such high volumes, with plans to increase capacity properly once state rent and potential pruning goes out perhaps this autumn. So there you have it. Some good news for Ethereum, being able to handle the new level of transactions at 900,000, which is near the amount of transactions they had when they were at their all-time highs. But two things on that. Does this mean that we're near all-time highs for this year because we're seeing our transactions at peak? I don't know. You can make that correlation yourself. But the second thing is my issue with, and I was talking to the guy who sent me the Matic sidechain or second layer solution for Ethereum. What I was telling him is, like, my issue is that the end user pays the transaction fees. I can't see that being something that is scalable or attractive to an end user, because now the barrier to entry is so high, because as a user, I gotta have Ethereum. What about people who don't have Ethereum and want to use platforms? How does that work? You know, now you're expecting these individuals to know how to get Ethereum, add it to their wallet, and then proceed to do things on the network. To me, it just needs to be the other way around. The burden needs to be placed on the dApp developers. They pay for the distribution of the dApp, right, by staking it. So they put up the upfront cost for that. The end user just uses the platform. They don't have to have any tokens, anything for gas or anything like that to utilize the platform. That's the true fundamental problem with Ethereum, is that they have that pay to play model, and it just I don't think that long term is going to work at all. It doesn't make any sense at all. But again, you guys let me know, what are your thoughts about Ethereum hitting near all-time highs as far as network transactions? It has been a little slow, but the good news, as the article states, orphans have dropped, and things are somewhat running smoothly. Though it is a clog up, it's still running smoothly. You're not getting like orphaned transactions where it's just hung up for hours and hours and then it drops out of the memory pool. Again, you guys let me know your thoughts on that. Also let me know about Bitfinex winning the right to modify NYAG's injunction. And lastly, let me know about HitBTC, man. I hope you guys aren't using it. If you are, get off of that exchange ASAP. That's some suspicious stuff going on over there. I want to give a shout out again to my man LTC Perosi for that song request throwback right there. Coolio, Gangsta's Paradise. It's your boy Crypto Blood. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe to support this channel. And that's it. That's my 2 Satoshis for May 18th, 2019. I'm out of here, people. How?